Hello everybody, welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join me for Transfer Update Episode 2, where we will be looking at all of the transfers in and out of the Championship. We're looking at done deals, not rumours, and don't worry about fees. They all go through as undisclosed anyway. So let's just talk from the buying club, selling club point of view and get your comments on the players on the move and whether they are good or bad deals for the buying, selling, loaning clubs, etc. Here we go. Ched Evans, Fleetwood to Preston. Now, unfortunately, the name Ched Evans does generate a certain reaction, but I'm just going to focus on on-field stuff. If you want to comment on other stuff, I'm sure there are other videos you can probably do so. But on the pitch, Ched Evans comes in from Fleetwood on loan for the rest of the season. A bit of a contentious one because Joey Barton obviously has just gone out of Fleetwood. Some ideas about a disciplinary issue. All of that put to one side. Ched Evans knows where the goal is over many, many seasons, particularly most successful at Sheffield United. Whether at his age now, I think he's in his early 30s, and at this level in the Championship, he'll be able to push the needle. I'm not entirely sure, but Alex Neil just doesn't seem happy with his striking options, despite adding Emil Rees this season. Still goes with Sean Maguire or Tom Barkhuizen. So it's an extra body in there for Preston up top. I suspect a bench option. Never far away from, I won't say the headlines, but the Twitterati and the discussion. So in goes Ched Evans from Fleetwood to Preston. Carlton Morris, Norwich to Barnsley. And if you haven't already, go and have a look at the, I think, deliberately cringeworthy video. I thought it was quite amusing that Barnsley made for Carlton Morris's arrival. And I'm really pleased with this transfer. He's gone from Norwich to Barnsley. But the reason I'm pleased is that I went to the playoff final a couple of years ago between Shrewsbury and Rotherham. And Carlton Morris got a horrible injury. He was out for a hell of a long time. And he's worked his way back via loan spells. He was at Shrewsbury at that point, at Rotherham, now at MK Dons this season, and he's found his way back up those leagues and got a gig now at Barnsley. Barnsley obviously on a good run. Options up top there, obviously Woodrow, Chaplin, Freeser, very good, Adebayo. So he goes in there to join a really exciting looking project now at Barnsley. So good luck to Carlton Morris. From the selling club's point of view, he's nowhere near at Norwich and their squad is so stacked in Championship terms that this looks like a good move all round. Let me know what you think in the comments. Matty James, Leicester to Coventry. Now this one has got tongues a-wagging because Matty James had obviously been on loan at Barnsley, and the word and direct quotes from Valérien Ismaël is that Barnsley want to give their own players a chance. I guess he was already there before Ismaël arrived, so Ismaël has used him, but the loan has finished now and been switched over to Coventry, and Ramal Palmer and Callum Styles we think we're going to be given the chance in central midfield for Barnsley, and perhaps their loss or their gain in some salary means that Coventry add Matty James into an already pretty good looking central midfield with Ben Sheaf on loan from Arsenal. Gus Hamer, everybody seems to like. Liam Kelly injured at the moment, so that is probably a good arrival with that being said, and a bit of extra experience and quality in there. So now we know, if we take it all at face value, why this has all happened. Hopefully works out well for all parties. Rabbi Matondo, Schalke to Stoke. interesting one, this one, because Matondo is a Welsh international winger. As you can see there, featured 30 times in the German top flight for Schalke, ex of Manchester City, only 20 years old. The upside of this one could be really, really fun for Stoke. Obviously, they have had a lot of injuries. They don't tend to play orthodox wingers. It's tended to be a three at the back system and wing backs. So whether Matondo's going to be a supporting striker or a number 10 perhaps, I'm not entirely certain. But some of the feedback I've got from people who've seen Stoke, and I'd probably add to that, if we can add some excitement into that Stoke team, I think that's probably what they need, just on the edges of the playoffs, maybe to get up in there. But interesting one, and I'll be watching this one quite keenly. Rabbi Matondo, Schalke to Stoke on loan. Huddersfield here. Rolando Aarons, Newcastle to Huddersfield. And Rolando Aarons we've had on loans in the Championship before. I think he went to Sheffield Wednesday possibly a season or two back. The name often comes up, but this is a permanent deal for the 25-year-old. I think Lee Bromby was quoted as saying, kick-starting his career. So he definitely feels that Aarons has something to prove. But then again, everybody at Huddersfield seems to have had something to prove this season. From the manager onwards, lots of players kind of making their way and doing their best work in their careers for Huddersfield this season. The highlight reel's been fantastic. A lot of great goals and quick movements. So perhaps adding a winger into this system does bode well in that respect and could be a good fit. Huddersfield have lost Josh Koroma for about 3 months, who had been playing in their front three with Fraser Campbell and Isaac and Benza. So it's another name, another body in those positions for the Terriers. Let's see if he can kickstart his career as Bromby suggested. Daniel Everson, fairly simple one this one. Leicester to Preston on loan. Declan Rudd, the Preston number 1, has suffered an injury, so it's cover. It's an extra goalkeeper. We've seen Everson before. I think Rotherham from Leicester on loan. So, familiar face and a bit of a no-brainer, but plenty going on at Preston now. Third one we've spoken about them over the first 2 episodes. I wanted to mention these, not really transfers as such, but they could be important stories. The loans of Kasey Palmer and Morgan Gibbs-White from Bristol City, Palmer, and Wolves for Gibbs-White have both ended. Now put Palmer to one side because he hasn't played that much, but Gibbs-White was, I thought, a feature player, a feature signing that Swansea were really going to try and build around this season. Obviously with the likes of Gallagher and Brewster, they've used the loan market well under Steve Cooper, and although it's difficult to do in January, that does leave a hole and probably frees up some salary for a replacement. Obviously, I've banged on the channel about the lack of a sort of number 9 type striker at Swansea. Jamal Lowe seems to be filling those boots. Do they bring in another number 10 like Gibbs-White on loan? We shall see. And will Kasey Palmer get any football at Bristol City? And another one, a similar story, Anthony Knockaert, who'd rejoined with Chris Hughton over at Brighton. He'd been with him, at Brighton, rejoined with him over at Forest. That loan has expired, but from what we're hearing of those quotes, what does Hughton say? We're looking at the options, and all the options we have, they have an obligation to buy. FFP is probably going to stop them doing they could add some sleight of hand to a transfer deal, but surely they will try and extend the loan of a player who's been proven over a few seasons to be pretty effective down here in the Championship. That is your latest transfer update. Please get your views in the comments on the buying club, the selling club, how you think those players fit in. Feel free to smarten me up about any transfers you think that might be coming up on future episodes too down there in the comments. With all that being said, thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon for another Championship transfer update. Over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button, and to be notified every time we upload, ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.